all right.
Every day for 2 years. Haven't done it yet. Cover 4 presented by J.C. Penney. It is Wednesday. We are turning the page from the Panthers, looking forward to the G-Men, and we are all smiles here. We're ready for it.
Me too.
You've played them twice a year. We're going to have to get your thoughts on this matchup. But before we do anything, God, this show's going to be good. David Hellman, start us off with kickoff.
If we're going to need some help beating the Giants, how about, today in the locker room with the Dallas Cowboys, there's a future Hall of Fame safety, guy that's got a really great relationship with Chris Richard, hanging out, maybe putting on a Cowboy hat, having a good time talking to the guys. No, it wasn't Earl Thomas. It was Troy Polamalu. Still cool. I don't think he's going to suit up, but I don't know. It was worth mentioning.
I went to the Beyonce concert last night, and I'm really tired today, and I thought about going to go get a Starbucks. But instead of doing that, I enjoyed looking at what Stephon Diggs just paid $15,000 for. He got a chain that is diamond encrusted of the Starbucks logo. I have to know why he did that, but I think it's pretty awesome.
Ozark, Jack Ryan, all those great shows that we've all watched and binge watched. I watched Ozark last night, binge watched it while they were at the Beyonce concert. But there's no greater show on TV than the Dallas Cowboys. No matter what happens, we're always tuned into the boys.
That is true.
Is Ozark good, though?
Yes.
All right. Yes. Watch
That's
that
true.
on the next road trip.
Everyone's watching it.
Everyone.
Especially
Everyone's talking about Ozarks. Everyone's talking about going behind enemy lines as we look up to the New York Giants. And we're going to discuss some of the things that the Cowboys are going to be facing Sunday. But the number one thing on the list is Saquon Barkley. It's all anyone's talking about in the locker room today.
Did you guys see his run against the Jaguars?
Ooh,
Sunday after?
yeah.
That's why you draft a guy number 2 overall. Which, to be fair, hey, this Giants offensive line is not great, but when you've got a guy that can create plays out of nothing like that, it's something you're going to have to watch. We saw the Cowboys struggle with missed tackles against the Panthers. Not going to cut it against this guy.
That's true.
Do the receivers scare you guys at all for the Giants?
Yes.
Do the receivers scare you, Linz? I know you're always tuning in to what OBJ.
Yes, I'm guilty. I like to see what Odell Beckham does each week, and this is going to be no different on Sunday. They played Jacksonville in week 1, and Jalen Ramsey followed this guy on the field, and he still had an easy 100-yard game with 11 catches. So it's going to take, I think, at least 2 guys to cover Odell Beckham, and the Cowboys' defensive line is going to have to get home quick because Eli likes to go vertical now under Pat Shurmur instead of what Ben McAdoo used to do. What are you driving?
Is he still whipping?
I don't know. I hope we don't see it.
We'll see it on maybe next 2 weeks, not this week.
Yeah. Whipping feels like it's in the past.
Where is Eli Manning in the past? Where does he?
Eli Manning is still there. He might never leave. He might just play for the Giants for the rest of eternity because we saw that last year. We thought he was going to get sat on the bench, but he didn't. He actually played the Cowboys the next week, and he didn't do great, but he's Eli Manning. I'm sorry, but this guy is going to be wearing a gold jacket, so you always need to be watching him. Now, I do think the D-line is going to have their day with him on Sunday because of their O-line.
You got something to say over there.
Does Eli deserve a gold jacket?
Deserves got nothing to do with it, to quote Snoop from The Wire.
I can tell you like 20 guys that are in the Hall of Fame.
Man, I don't like players who just win championships that get gold jackets. Eli does not belong in the Hall of Fame, but because he has 2 Super Bowls and he's a Manning, they'll put him in.
We're going to have, that's a conversation for another day.
That'd be a standoff for the next time we play the Giants.
Oh my God, yes.
What about their secondary? I heard Dave ask Jason Garrett in a press conference today about Landon Collins, what all this guy can do.
Landon Collins is disgusting, man. He is a jack of all trades for these guys. He's down in the box, he blitzes, he's great in coverage. He's somebody you got to account for. Him and Janoris Jenkins are going to make life tough on Zeke.
Absolutely, they're going to make life tough. Remember, Jack Rabbit, Janoris Jenkins, he gave Dez fits when they played. So these young receivers, these guys who aren't always the number 1 guys, they have to go up against him. Landon Collins is going to come down and kind of shore up that box. And don't forget about Eli Apple on the other side. We faced a good front 7 last week. We're going to face a good back end this week. Those receivers, those 6 rotational guys, Sanjay, get them ready.
Get them ready.
Don't get behind the chains early.
Okay, get them ready.
Raise your hand if you like Dave's outfit today.
I do.
Okay, well, we're going to take you back because this was a process, this entire glow up. Take a look.
Lindsay, and Taylor from Cover 4. It is season 3, and we are so excited because JCPenney is going to be giving us some amazing things to wear this season, but we're even more excited because today they're letting us bring our buddy David Hellman in to be fitted for season 3.
As you guys know, David's looks are all over the place, but Lindsay, how much do you want to make a bet today he's showing up in flannel?
I'd bet my life on it. Hey, big fella.
Oh, hey, fancy seeing you guys
Let's
here.
do this.
What's up? Let's go get some clothes.
Waiting all day on
Lynn? The game plan today to attack this, you take ties,
Okay, got it.
I'll take shirts,
What does that leave me with?
you get the suit.
All right,
you get
I'll
the
get a suit.
Ooh, I do like this. This is very fashionable. See, Dave's easy to work with because he's agreeable. He wants help. He needs help.
How dare you?
Between us, I'm not sure if Dave really even knows how to tie a tie, so we're gonna sneak one of these in.
Lindsay? Yes.
David?
Yes.
He's got some outfits back there. We'll let him know what we think. Fingers crossed. What's taking so long, Dave?
Hey, give us a swirl. A spin.
I just think it might be a tad formal.
Too formal for Cover 4.
Stylish gentlemen. How would you describe Dave's current style?
Clark Griswold.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Dave, you ready?
Huh?
Too casual.
Hey, look at us, Dave.
Big
Now
fan.
it's our turn.
Hey, Cowboys Nation. Looks pretty good, right? Huh? Thanks, JCPenney.
Hey,
I
Feeling
wasn't
fresh.
there.
Feeling good.
I didn't make that trip. I had
No.
an important meeting to go to. But I approve.
You would have done a way better job than me. You're stylish. Taylor, you can't do the
I
backpack
don't know, what
dance,
is that?
clearly.
Obviously.
You are
Look hurt.
disgusting.
I think
obviously, it's time to go to break.
I
because
think it's a challenge. I'll learn it.
When we come back, we are talking about why the Cowboys have to bounce back this week. They cannot get to 0-2 and still make the playoffs.
Playoffs.
One, two, three.
Hi, I'm Taylor Stern inside the AT&T Media Center. Before the Cowboys take the field on Sunday, it will be taken up by Ohio State and TCU. The two are battling for a great college football matchup. You should make sure to head out to AT&T Stadium for a great weekend of football. Thanks so much for watching.
I just look at myself and plays that I had made and was in position to make and I normally make, I didn't make, and there's no excuses for that. So those are plays that I have to make, and you know, a lot of times that's going to change the game if I do make those. I think we played hard. You know, there was drives that we got off the field, but when it comes to the overall image of what we want to be and how we tackle and how I tackle, that, you know, I have to find a way to take that to another level, and you know, I'm going to work this week and make sure I get that back on track.
If you watched All or Nothing last year with, you know, with the Cowboys, you know, Sean Lee takes that stuff personally. Like, I'm guessing, long week in the film room, maybe a lot of yelling in the Lee household. If I had, I don't know, he's probably taken that one pretty hard.
No one, we said it, is harder on him than himself.
Absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
We're going crowd surfing now. We put out some polls to ask you guys how you are feeling on Twitter @Cover4 if you want to get in on the conversation next time. First question we had, who will have the biggest bounce back game this week? What were our results and what did you guys say?
Well, the question was it between Dak and Sean Lee. I posted the Twitter on @Cover4, but I gotta say it's gotta be Dak. I think that's the easy one here, don't you think?
No, it has to be Sean Lee.
Okay.
Sean Lee is the leader of that defense, where how he plays, everyone follows him. And when he's missing tackles, they don't get off the field on third down. Sean Lee is the heart and soul of this Cowboys defense. So when that heart's not pumping right, the rest of the body is not going well.
But the defensive line is better now.
Yeah, I think Lee will bounce back better, but I think Dak needs to bounce back.
Going out. Ooh,
Hey.
but Jesse was right. Jesse was with the fans.
Listen, all you got to do is give the ball to Zeke and let him do his thing.
That didn't work last week.
They didn't give it to him enough.
Okay, that's another discussion.
Who will be the first wide receiver to have a 100-yard game? Cole Beasley was the closest in week 1 with 73 yards.
Yes.
Yes.
I think he's going to pull that off, honestly. You look at the matchups in this game. You guys know
You think it's going to happen this week?
You know who's playing nickelback for the New York Giants right now? None other than B.W. Webb, former draft pick and not
Who told you that?
guy that did not last very long here in Dallas. I like Beasley's odds in this matchup. I think he could do it this weekend, to be honest.
Bold.
Is it? I don't think
We
it's
just
that bold.
talked about how good their back end is.
I'm just saying, look out for Terrence Williams. He's in these type of games, Terrence Williams.
I'm right.
This one was confusing because I wrote the
wrong.
tweet. Who's going to be the first one to get 100 yards, and it was between him and Jeff Swaim, not necessarily a wide receiver. So fans were confused.
Media manager.
How many sacks will the Cowboys have this week? How many sacks? Small end? Are we talking like 1 to 3, 1 to 4?
I'm going to say a lot.
4+?
4+.
Wow.
You texted
Jesse,
Lynn said
I'm going to
7.
call you out on that because
you-
I said 7 in the group text and I got blown up about
Yeah,
it.
7 is a bit much, but I definitely do think the Cowboys will have more opportunity at the quarterback. We know what Eric Flowers is at the right tackle. We saw him trip a guy last week. So now we got Randy Gregory coming back. We got DeMarcus Lawrence on the edge. Those guys are going to get after Eli Manning. And if we can just have a little bit of pressure up the middle, that'll be fine. I don't know about 7.
7.
But 4+ definitely.
Eli Manning gets rid of the ball so fast. That's the thing for me. I'm 2. I'd be happy with 2, to be honest. And
We'll
shut
get
down,
2. We'll get
shut
2
down the
first
run.
half.
All right, what did our fans have to say about this one?
Well, your boy Dave wins again. Your boy
Dave.
With the pink blazer.
Hey.
Pinky
some people
wins
call him
again.
Let's go hindsight 2020. We're looking back at last night because Dave and Taylor are acting like this because they spent their entire evening with Beyonce Knowles.
With Bay. We were with Bay. Yes, we were dancing and singing, but other people were sitting down. It was amazing to me to see this photo of Dez and Jerry because, of course, it was Dez and Jerry. But the fact that they are sitting down during a Beyonce concert even amazes me more because that was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Beside the point, Jerry and Dez hanging out again.
What does it make you feel as far as, because my first reaction is Jerry never ruins any relationships. He keeps
Absolutely.
all of these relationships.
How does he do that?
Former players, coaches, everything.
No, Jerry Fonz, he does a great job of being able to separate business from friendship. And you know, any player that's ever played for Jerry Jones, they've always come back and they've always said, I love you, great guy. And we knew even when Dez was let go, he said, I love Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones loves me. It's the rest of those guys that I don't quite care for.
I mean, you played for this team. You understand that. This doesn't say anything to me about the Cowboys' decision to part ways with Dez. I said this on one of our podcasts this week. If you honestly go back to 2017 and watch those games, if you tell me that Dez Bryant would have changed the outcome of the game in Carolina.
No.
I don't buy it whatsoever. So this is Jerry being Jerry. He's inducted 2 players into the Hall of Fame. His players love him.
Do you think this team is missing that Dez energy, that throwing up the X, the guy that everyone's looking to just to have the passion and the hype to keep everyone going? Because I remember last week, Lindsay and I were in here at the Star talking about how this team looked a little bit tired from
during the game.
And Dez, you could see him blowing up on the sidelines. Are they missing that?
I think what they're missing from a player like Dez Bryant, they're missing that opportunity for that one play. You know, sometimes you do that one play in the game. You hear Coach say it all the time. Football games come down to about 1 or 2 plays or 3 plays in the game, and Dez had the ability to keep a drive alive, go up and make a wild catch, and now have that enthusiasm and inject that energy into his teammates. So that 1 or 2 plays being made, like you were mentioning, Taylor, Dez Bryant has the ability to make those plays, and that's what the Cowboys miss a lot from him.
Like that juice.
Yeah.
It's too soon for me to say that that's true. We've seen one game without him. I think, hey, enjoy the show, Dez, but I don't think the Cowboys are regretting that just yet.
Take the 800 yards from Dez. I don't know if a receiver will have 800 yards this year.
Oh,
I don't know if the Cowboys will have 7 sacks this weekend or what, but probably going to OT, Jess.
All right, we'll go to OT. Hey, listen, the Carolina Panthers game is over. I want you to remember one thing. The Cowboys are one of the top 3 youngest football teams in the entire football league. So what coming with the youth is going to be a little bit of hiccups. I know that we have some key guys in some, positions that are veterans, but for the most part, this is a very young team. Babies don't come out of the womb running. Football teams don't come out of the gates, especially when they're young, clicking on all cylinders. See a difference from the Cowboys this week.
I like that sense of optimism from you, Jesse. Today is National Video Game Day, and that means one thing. Cowboys, remember who your cheat code is. His name is Ezekiel Elliott, and he plays on this football team. Give the ball to him all day long on Sunday.
Eat him.
Never once in my life thought I would hear Taylor Stern talking about video games. But, hey, I just said I don't think the Cowboys are going to get a ton of sacks. If they're going to, DeMarcus Lawrence, I'm looking at you, guy, because you are drawing Eric Flowers this week.
Ooh.
And as Jesse alluded to earlier in the show, that dude's not very good. So I know you're on the injury report. I think you're going to be okay. Get after it, big fella. Go earn that $17 million.
Those are some flowers I want to pick.
Hey.
Hey.
Smell the flowers after you run around him.
We'll see you guys on Thursday for another episode of Cover 4 right here, same time.
What were you doing?